Hey guys, welcome back to D&D with Filthy and Friends. Quick recap of last episode. We as individuals have been summoned to a town and given a task by the local royalty. And we have, for various reasons, some of which are more or less plot driven, have found each other as a group. And boy, are we excited about what we found. And we're getting ready to leave this town. I think that's where we're at. So, perfect. All right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to set the scene again, Adam? Where are we?
Yeah, so we've moving from seeing Billy's Spud's interaction with the adventuring merchant, who didn't quite have enough Spud accessories. Yep. We come to a Yugen approaching the eastern barracks, where he was instructed the surviving merchant of a caravan attack was. Okay. You come to the door, and you see two females clad in dark emerald armor, holding glaives in one hand and large sort of towering shields in the other. And they have these kind of like engraved tiaras that look quite defensive, sort of around their head, covering.
Did you say a defensive tiara?
It's like it goes across the top, and then it wraps around. It's like a headdress almost, but it's got like a tiara inlaid over it, so it looks like very royal and majestic, but it also looks practically useful. And then there's like these ear covers that come down, kind of almost looking like headphones.
Internally, I'm thinking about how different areas and different cultures have different kind of cultural traditions, and although that looks absurd to me, I don't say anything out loud.
And they kind of they just sort of stare at you as you arrive.
I introduce myself. I'm a Yugen, Knight of Tenyo. I'm here to interrogate, question the survivor.
They kind of look at each other and look at you, and then so their glaives are like crossed together, like barring the way, and they kind of pull them apart.
Excellent.
Inside.
Okay, I stride through the door. It's like it's unnecessarily forceful and abrupt as I kind of push open the door and stride in. And what do I see when I enter the room?
Yep. So you sort of head down a simple sort of stone carved corridor, as you'd imagine, like in sort of a castle, and it opens out into kind of like the welcoming area where there's a table, there's sort of a few candelabras, bowls of sort of fruits to be eaten for guests, and a few chairs for people to be seated. And sat in the corner is what looks to be a dark tanned humanoid man with a kind of turban wrapped around his head. And he seems to sort of be shaking, and there's a few like grazes on his sort of upper body where his shirt's been torn away kind of from the top. Like it's been like either shaved or torn off of him. And there's like a few cuts and grazes on him, and a couple on his face. It looks like he's got a bruise on one of his cheeks. And there's a female sort of human lady in sort of civilian like garb. It's with a white over dress, just sort of like tending to him with materials and like dabbing bits here and there. And a guard stood sort of in the corner, who sort of addresses you as you walk in. Welcome. What brings you to our barrack?
I'm a Yugen, divine knight of the god Tenyo. I'm here to solve the problem that has accosted you. Please, I need to speak with him. And I point to the wounded guy.
He kind of looks up slowly and sort of nods his head. I thought I was expecting someone would eventually, yes. He sort of takes a few deep breaths. How can I help?
You seem shaken, man.
It was terrifying.
All right, I'm gonna cast heroism on him as he says this. So I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "Take comfort from my god," and cast heroism on him, which makes him immune to being frightened and heals him over time. And I'll say, "Now tell me what happened."
So there's like he takes like a sharp intake of breath, and like you can see some of his like wounds begin to like close over, and bruise begins to like heal a little bit, and he seems to sit up a lot straighter in his chair. And the maiden that was like trying to heal him sort of like just sort of moves back a bit and like looks at you, and then like sort of does like a holy sort of symbol that you recognize is to Shaylin. Gods be praised! You came at just the time. And she like gets up and sort of leaves you be.
I take this. I don't even like blink as she tells me I've come at the right time. I'm used to hearing this. This is something that I kind of expect. So
women always tell him that he's come at the right time.
I was thinking less sexual and more of the paladin element of it, but perhaps that too could be working. We could work that into the character. Sure.
What did you do? I feel incredible.
Don't worry about it. This is my God helping you to help me. So please tell me what happened.
Much can be said about a man who treats strangers in such a way. What happened? Well, let me see. Yes, there was the 7 of us. We were delivering more stone to the south, to the capital, as requested by the prince, as you know. And along the way, we were, well, essentially ambushed. At first, it didn't seem like it was so bad. It seemed like your regular kind of bandits. There were men with bows, men with swords. They threatened us. They asked us to lay down our weapons and surrender the goods. All we were carrying was stone. It seemed ridiculous. Who wants to steal stone? Of course, we refused, and we had our guards with us, and they tried to dissuade these men, and the bandits began to back away and said that we were warned. Little did we know. Moments later, fire flew out of the sky, hitting our guards in the chest and the arms individually, rays of flaming hot, searing heat, and then blades floated towards us. There were 2 of them. They danced as if in a duet of some crazy, maniacal, I don't know. They weren't even held by anyone. They just flew at the other riders and knocked them straight down, piercing them through the hearts, it looked like. By this time, I had already jumped off my caravan and began to run. I count myself lucky that they were distracted by my friends, but the bandits, they didn't even attack us. The magic and these floating, strange blades were more than enough to take us out. They moved with such speed and ferocity, it was like something I'd never seen.
A good start. Now start again. Tell me the location that you were ambushed at. Describe the environment. Describe the path you took. And then tell me more about these men. Focus on remembering any small details, insignia, or anything you might notice about them. And I kind of start grilling him a little bit for more details of what's happening.
Sure. So, well, okay, we went out the eastern gate, as we always do, and we went down the eastern road before we hit the set of the hills between us and the Zyraya capital. As we entered the hills, that's where we got attacked. You mentioned insignia. It's strange. There definitely was. There was it was like a circle, and in the center there was a yellow horizontal line, and above this was like a orange kind of semicircle, and below this was like a light brown. And in the center of this yellow line there was a strange, I almost describe it as a sun.
Do I recognize this symbol?
You roll. Let's see. Let me just get up a character sheet.
If it's religious, I might. If it's not, I probably won't.
I'd say it's going to be more like whether you remember seeing it on someone else. So, like, I don't know what we'd use for memory, maybe intelligence, or it's going to be history.
Okay. Happy to roll. I don't have that as a proficient skill. So, what are we doing? Disadvantage for that?
I think so. If we're happy with that, I think we can do that. Yeah, you have no idea what he's talking about.
There's way too much history in my head to like associate this with this.
Yeah, just maybe there's too much knowledge in there for you to recount that specific detail. You may have seen this before, but you just can't remember it off the top of that detail. Or maybe his description
too old
isn't too good.
Is what I was going with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
What other questions did you ask him to, like the place?
Yeah, so I wanted to know the specific location. So I'm looking for distinguishing marks that I'll be able to find it again. I wanted to know about any characteristics that struck him as either odd or stood out about this group, including the insignia thing. And then I wanted to learn from him if there might have been any other survivors. For example, have the bodies been recovered and there any missing, or is it just this spot has been investigated since and it's just people are dead and that's the end of it?
I think what was strangest was that we couldn't see the attackers. We couldn't see the mage. There was obviously some kind of magic user there. and we couldn't see what was controlling these blades, whether it was the same person or not. I don't know, but they were definitely hidden. We could only see these humanoid bandits, and they merely just watched as we died. I would presume everyone dead. I was lucky to escape unscathed myself. I didn't even look back. I just ran.
How long ago was this?
Three days.
3 days. Well, tell me anyways, who traveled with you? Well, I will investigate this site. I don't fear magic, and I don't fear what's happened here. Your kingdom is lucky to have found me, and I will return any survivors that I encounter along the way. So tell me, who am I looking for?
We are a group of traveling merchants from the Cristane Ridge. We came to Sierras to peddle our wares, and the prince paid us handsomely to head back to the capital and transport some of his stone. I believe I am the only one left. You will be looking for three elves and 3 humans dressed in my kind of similar wear, and you see he's wearing like a sort of like a teal robe with like a white sort of turban.
Okay.
There's a small insignia on his like shoulder.
Okay.
That you can see. Can I show you this without showing you the name? I think I can. Does that come up? Like
Yep.
the image doesn't have a name?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So that's what you see.
Okay.
Like,
This is the insignia of his other merchants?
Are you asking him that?
No, this is... I just want to make sure this wasn't the thing you described. It doesn't sound anything like
You
you
recognize
described. There was
this
a horizontal
as,
line and a yellow sun and all that shit, which
yeah.
doesn't look like this at all, but I want to make sure that I'm clear on that.
You recognize this immediately because this is the symbol of basically the capital that we've been talking about is the capital of this empire, and this is the symbol for that empire. It's like
Okay.
the whole area you're in.
Okay. All right. Well, I will say, excellent. This is the information I need, and then I will turn and just walk out.
Okay.
And I'll head back to our meeting location. That was what I wanted to do. I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm packed for this type of shit all the time.
Sure. So we, I guess, unless anyone else wants to do anything in between the moments where you've already done something and the moment of meeting up, we all assemble at the place at the time.
No, no.
Yep.
No.
I make it.
Good.
We're good.
Good.
I am there early.
I see what you did.
And I get there maybe a couple minutes early too, and I'll just chat with Brad just briefly, and I'll say,
Okay.
You mentioned that you're a tracker.
I am, yes.
Okay.
Love to track.
You track humans as well as animals. Kind of noticed
Oh.
your obsession.
I track all types of animals, humans as well, yes.
Excellent. All right. I don't dismiss him, but I just turn away after I've got that information.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna let what is it? I don't remember how to pronounce your freaking Ayugan know that we've acquired a map and that Brad unfortunately has it.
I have 2 maps.
There it is.
Well, I have talked to the survivor. I know where their ambush has taken place. If I could see the map, I may be able to put a mark on the map where that occurred.
I pull the maps out of my backpack. There's a little bit of raw egg smeared on them.
Oh no.
Okay. Can I make sense, Adam, from the map for fitting a description of where that was with the survivors recounting of where they were attacked?
Yep.
Okay.
I will.
Oh, I used to hang out at the Cape of the Banshee, Adam. That's where.
No.
Okay.
No, you're from Corral, so to the southwest
okay,
of that
good,
town
good,
there.
good.
And you see the tiny little village on the beach there? I kind of feel like that's probably where you're from.
So you're trying to ping, you're on a different layer, I think.
No, I wasn't pinging.
Okay.
I was just
I see it. Yeah, I
describing
see
it.
it.
It's here.
Yep.
There. Oh wow, that's way bigger than I thought.
Okay.
So if I'm just gonna get a nice color. Let's use red. greatest.
Does the map have any swamps on it?
Yes, there's one directly to the east of Sierras.
Kurgans?
So this here is a swamp.
Oh,
This one
okay,
here.
nice. Yeah, I'm definitely from there.
Okay.
The place that doesn't have a name besides General Swamp Area east of Sierras? Yeah. Yeah, I'm from East Sierras, far East Sierras.
Drawing.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
can you-
just before it turns into a swamp, you mean?
Yeah, before, after.
Hmm.
All right.
Anyway, I'm gonna draw it on, but it's like there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
That's where the guy's caravan is.
It looks like we need to follow a road and then turn right. You really needed me for that?
Who are you addressing when you say that?
Ayugan?
You address me with that? I guess I'm aware of that. So, say, no, Brad. I need you to track the survivors or the ambushers when we get there. I know how to find the location. I take you dead seriously as you say that.
Oh, very good then. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. Ready to
Well,
go?
I was pretty impressed by his ability to find it on the map.
Oh, sorry. Oops. All right.
East we go.
Could I trouble you for a potato, Spuds?
Absolutely. I like hand it to you, and I like snap it in half, and it's like just water like pouring out of it. It's like the juiciest potato.
Oh, delicious. I slurp it a bit and then start nibbling.
Ah,
Okay.
a fellow potato drinker. Yes, I do enjoy them myself.
And if you were gonna rate this amongst like all the Tinder profiles where you've seen a guy nibbling on a potato and slurping it, this is probably top 10%.
Woo! Oh
Brad
my
looks good while
God.
he does this.
Okay. So none of you have horses.
You don't know that.
Do you wish to buy horses?
Oh, we should have bought the horses. We
You
only
can
have
say
500.
I can say
I
you've
can turn into a
you can
horse.
say you've proactively bought them before you've arrived.
Perfect. That
You're
sounds
gonna
good.
have to spend your 75 gold to do that.
75 gold? Sold.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't
Unless
think
you
I would
can
own
literally
a
turn
horse.
into
I
a
think
horse.
yeah, I can turn into a horse.
Then, if you want, you can be a horse.
For 1.5 hours at a time. Twice
Is that,
for short
wild
rest.
shape?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not going to work.
You think it's not gonna work?
Well, you're probably going to be traveling like these hexes are 30 miles each, and travel speeds are
Do they have a stables?
Yeah, that's what he said. We could.
the town you're in. Yeah,
Yeah.
We could have
if you want to
bought
buy
them
one
before
directly
this.
from the town, like I guess
Do
you
any
could.
of the horses there look like they would be my friend?
You ask
Let's see.
nicely.
Any horses who are craving the great outdoors, don't want to be stuck inside anymore.
Any horses
They
that
look
love
like-
potatoes?
They look like they're definitely craving the outdoors, but you might not be their most suitable rider from the way they look at you.
Unbelievable. I've run into this
Yeah,
with
if you're
horses
thinking
before.
about
They're
stealing
stuck
horses.
up.
Yeah, is there maybe like a pony that he could talk to as well that liked him a little bit more?
Oh yeah, there's definitely ponies there, but like they're not going to be able to take his character, right?
I see.
Oh, would a dwarf ride a pony? Maybe. Hang on. I can't remember.
How about a dwarven pony?
It's definitely not a dwarven pony.
I
I'd ask.
typically like to walk places, or occasionally I surf the skies on an albatross.
Oh no.
Shaka bra.
Well, how would you like to resolve this then, Steve?
I'll buy a horse. I'll get to know it.
Okay, maybe you'll grow in it.
So you're a
He's like-
halfling, Lex? Is that right?
I'm a halfling, yeah.
Yeah. So you can buy a pony because it's suitable for you if you like.
Ooh, does that save me money?
That puts it to 30 instead of 75.
Hell yeah.
Go.
Or you can also ride a horse if you just want to be like someone who rides a horse instead, because you want to ride a horse because that's how you are.
No, I think I would be
Stingy with the
interested in
money.
stingy with money. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, don't worry. We were already planning to go a little bit slower for you anyway.
Just gonna roll my eyes.
Okay, so you all
So
have
does that
horses.
mean all of us have to buy horses?
Unless you want to,
Yeah, I reduced my gold by 75.
I guess, unless someone lets you ride with them.
I think you're
That's
too
what
big.
you have to work out between you.
Yeah.
You
Up
can't ride
aboard,
on,
Grills.
Odirius.
No
I'll
reason
I'll get a horse.
Hmm.
I appreciate the offer. I just feel like all of us should have horses then, right?
Then I'll be getting married again.
Yeah, that too.
I didn't take that spell.
Good.
Is everybody getting a horse?
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
East we head.
So travel times, as I was saying, all right, travel speeds. On a marked road, which you guys will be using until you get to the hills, is 8 miles per hour. These hexes are 30 miles each.
Okay.
So we're traveling.
4 hours for a hex. A little bit less.
Yeah,
3.5
8
hours
hours
for a
or so. 8 hours or so total.
hex. Okay.
hmm So we'll say it was like, I'd say probably around 12 when you met, like lunchtime when you met with the prince. Maybe an hour or so or two passed. Maybe I'd say an hour probably passed for you guys to do all your bits and investigate the merchant. So it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be 9 p.m. So it's starting to get dark as you arrive kind of at the crossroads.
All right. And how far from the crossroads was this ambush? Did this ambush take place?
I would say you probably need to go a couple more miles.
And it's 3 days old. We're not really expecting to be ambushed there. I mean, I would suggest pushing on to there. We could both take a look at it tonight, and then tomorrow morning take a look with light before we left.
Sounds
Yep,
perfect.
sounds good to me.
Then we'd do that.
Okay, so another hour passes. It's now 10 p.m. It's like, so does anyone not have dark vision?
I don't.
I don't.
Okay, so you guys are going to probably need to have torches as you're like approaching the site. Or you're going to need
Okay.
some kind of light. Unless, I don't know if you have dancing orbs or anything, Billy, or
I have
the light
light.
spell.
Yeah, I have light. I'll cast it on the hoe end of my quarterstaff.
You kind of use that like a lance or something to see where
Yeah,
you're going.
like a bright torchlight that I hold up.
I think it's
Alright.
strangely beautiful.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't. Would I have torches? Like, do we have any sort of adventuring kit that we took with us?
Did you buy your basic gear with the money, or do you just have a stack of money?
I just have a stack of money.
So that means that you don't even have a weapon, probably, or armor.
Oh no! So I've added. I need to figure this out. You guys carry on. I just realized that I added my money, but I didn't like buy things.
Okay.
Just don't worry about it for today.
I'll do it
at
after
all.
the session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you've got like your hit stuff and your ACs correct, then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully.
Roll 20's not set up super great, I don't think, for buying stuff. I didn't find.
No. All right. So you guys come to you're entering a sort of like a rolling hills kind of area. They're quite they're not huge. They're definitely, you could ascend up them and climb up them, sort of like almost like dunes, but like sort of grassy knoll sort of way. They're quite close together, but this main road sort of carves its way up to the main part of the hills, and then it sort of begins to break away into almost like pebble dash path, and then that breaks away into almost like a dirt path.
As we turn and start to ascend the hills, Brad stops and he's looking at the map and he's looking really concerned. And he says, "The map's going down. Why are we climbing?"
That's called south.
South?
Oh, I didn't even get what you were saying. I'm like, what? Yeah.
All right, he'll press on despite being a little bit disconcerted.
We each have a role to fill, Brad. Your role will
I
be soon.
stand a little closer to Brad. I just not too far off.
Okay.
Kind of like eyeing him, mapping the eye, or eyeing the map.
Sure. You guys arrive at the site.
Okay.
You can see. I guess let's have just a general perception roll from everyone
Okay.
as you arrive. Okay, so Brad and Spuds can see quite clearly ahead of them. Like there's two what would have been laden carts that have just been completely dismantled and are like ruined on the ground. Like it looks like the wheels have been chopped by things, and there are scraps of cloth from maybe riders and people. Spuds, you can see a few things that appear strange to you. It looks like there have been attacks from like melee weapons, like swords or sharp implements, all over these caravans, and yet there are no footprints anywhere around the area where someone would have to be within range to do that. And at the same time, all of the ground away from this site is quite dry because it's been a lovely sunny day, and all of the sort of ground around the site is quite muddy and a bit wet.
All right, I'll do my best to relay that information to the party. It seems like this was all, everything's all damaged, but there's no footprints. Very curious. And the ground is wet surrounding the caravan, but not anywhere else. Very interesting.
Also, like the place where you'd expect all the big stone blocks to be, they're just not there.
Okay.
Weird.
Oh, wait, the stone blocks for, that they were transporting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you know that because they have to like essentially build the defensive outer walls that they would. You've seen some of them in the town; they're massive.
Sure.
Heavy blocks.
How could they have moved these giant stones away without any carts themselves?
I'm
Well,
not
we'd
an
be aware.
investigator.
Yeah.
You're a. Oh no.
I already know because it was told to us by the surviving merchant that they used magic to attack this. So none of this surprises me in the least bit. And I kind of allow him to ramble on without saying anything.
Sure.
I'm gonna say, wouldn't the rest of us I'd be aware of magic? Like that's not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
I would
it
have shared the findings of this with the group anyways. So it does
Yeah.
feel a bit redundant. But from
We
time
do.
to time I nod and smile at him. Well done, Spuds.
Yeah. Have we learned
wait.
anything new from this?
No.
What's the water magic? Did the guards say what would make the ground wet?
Yeah, it's rain.
No, but
But
just
it's
that
been dry
But
Just in
just
one
around the
spot, though.
caravan. It's wet. Yeah, exactly.
I see.
localized rain.
Sure.
It could just be like a water wall, presumably, but
Yeah. I'm not
didn't hear about that, right?
didn't hear one way or the other.
As Brad discusses this, the camera pans over to Grilt, whose eyes are wide-eyed, staring at the wet spot. To the rest of the group, it appears as if he's concerned about how such unnatural water patterns could appear. But in reality, Grilt has fallen asleep on top of his horse.
Okay.
What would I roll to like be able to tell like what spell would have possibly done that? Is like Arcana or something?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Yeah, can I do an Arcana roll?
absolutely. Yeah, you don't recognize this. You don't. You know it's definitely been done by magic, but you aren't certain what. Whether that's beyond your skill level, or you just haven't encountered this spell before, you're not sure.
This is not a spell that I've ever seen in any of my research. Could be some kind of crazy potato magic.
Crazy potato magic. I just kind of repeat that in my sleep. It's a reflex I've also unconsciously picked up, so people don't catch that I'm asleep. It's just things I hear when I'm asleep.
And I'll start digging into the wet soil, just like with my bare hands, just like trying to find something.
I'm going to, without announcing it or anything, just transform into a cat. Not a particularly threatening cat or anything, just a small cat.
Okay.
And just take a walk around the area, trying not to disturb the ground that has no footprints in it exactly, but trying to look for any footprints or disturbances around it, any interesting smells, see if there are any...
Are there corpses at all here? No corpses at all.
No.
There.
If
Go ahead, Steve.
if there are like other animals whose territory this clearly is from their sense, I want to try to work out if they're still here or if they have left or if there aren't any to begin with. That would probably be interesting to me too.
Okay, which one do you want to do? Like, I guess you could use... You want to use survival for all of this? Or...
Sure.
Okay. How far do you venture from the site?
Sort of 50 to 100 feet away around the outside in a circle.
Okay. Is it just animal sense, or also like people, or?
When I wild shape, oh god, the thing that you need to know from that is that I keep my wisdom, intelligence, and charisma scores, so I have all my druid wisdom still, as well as the animal's senses.
So the answer was yes, Adam. He wants to know all those things.
Okay, so you can smell. There's like 4 sets of scents and odors that seem to be the same that you have kind of. It's like a human kind of scent of that you would believe to be similar to like that of the Ventures, and you probably think this is the bandits that the guard was referring to. Then there's like a strange perfume fragrance that you can't place, which is if you've never encountered this scent before. It's not on a person or an animal. It's very over the top, overwhelming even to your senses. And then there's a final scent which is very close to just 2 footprints that are completely still. There's no like footprints leading up to them or away from them. There's just 2 prints on the floor, and the scent is like swirling around that, and it's just this smell of like metallic that you might associate with like weaponry or blades that you've smelled on, that you could, for example, you could smell it on. Is someone carrying a sword or anything in the party or anything like that?
Warhammer.
Yeah, you could. So it's similar to the weapons that your party are carrying, except this one is a lot more pure, if that's a way of describing it. It's not like tainted with any like lust or.
I wanna stand still as a cat by those 2 footprints, and I'm just gonna meow really loudly with a bad Scottish accent.
Can you do that for us?
Yeah, I don't really know what that sounds like either.
Yeah.
No.
Does everyone want to make a perception roll?
I think I can do it.
Step up to the
Meow.
plate.
Meow.
Oh, that's kind of on the nose.
Meow.
Perception. Okay.
That isn't Steve.
Oh, you said everybody
Do you
was in
need-
Steve roll, right? Perception. Okay.
Do you need a performance roll to see how loud it is?
Sure. Okay, we'll say that definitely Spuds and Odiri, you can hear a cat meowing.
I kind of just meow back as I'm asleep, reflexively.
Do we wait that we can hear a cat that isn't Brad meowing, or we can just hear Brad meowing?
Well,
You
we
don't
don't.
know it's...
Yeah, we didn't. He
Oh.
didn't tell us he was
Never
turning
heard
into
of it
cat form,
before.
so we just hear a cat meowing.
Got it. I'm gonna investigate.
All
You
right.
might have. I didn't try to do it stealthily. You might have seen me do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Actually, wait,
In
it's-
which case, sure.
Okay. Because then I won't investigate. I also realized I probably can't see, so.
So you're saying now that you know it's Brad, you're not going to go check it out?
I'd probably go see what he's meowing at.
Sure.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
What about you, Billy?
No, I'm still digging away in this mud.
So you hear this cat, and you're like, no, I'm just digging. Okay. So
I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna not really have been knowing what's going on because I've been asleep. I'm gonna see Spud's digging, so I'm gonna get off my horse and start helping him, assuming this is urgent.
what do you look like, Steve? You just like is it a particular color, or
I'm like a tabby cat.
you see a small tabby?
Green eyes.
In the dark. I guess you're carrying a torch, so you see this as you approach in the dark.
Sort of pudgy.
Sort of pudgy.
The cat.
A rotund
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
He's, also
Like-
he's wearing sunglasses.
When I sit, you can definitely see that my belly is a little bit wider than my chest.
Oh.
Yeah. He's had a litter before.
You see Udiri approach you. Brad.
Well, I'm a cat, so I will run up
Is
to
that your
Odiri and rub against her leg and lead her to the footprints.
Okay. Can I see the footprints? Is there light over here?
Yep. Well, I presume you're carrying a torch or something, otherwise you can't
Okay.
see where you're going. I don't think you're just going to wander around in the dark. I mean, you might. Is that what your character would do?
No, she wouldn't.
Okay,
She's not
right.
about that.
So, yeah, you see two shapely footprints on the floor, and
Okay.
no footprints leading up to or away from them. They are facing directly towards the caravan site.
Okay. I'm gonna call over my pals and say the cat has found something.
Hey, Spuds, the cat found something. I don't know what they're talking about when they say cat found something, so I'm gonna...
Yes, I didn't realize. Oh, the druid, right. Yeah, I guess they can probably do that. Assuming I would probably know that.
Sure.
Yeah, they like to turn into animals all the time. It's kind of weird.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna wipe my brow with the back of my mud-covered hand. So now I just have this kind of warlike mud stripe just going diagonally across my face.
Hard work deserves good rewards, and I'll split a potato in half and hand a half to Grilt.
I wipe my hands off on my pants and then start eating the potato.
Okay.
It'd go great with this. And I've at this point forgotten about the cat. I start casting good berries.
Yes.
So
Of course you do.
I now have 10 good berries, and I give one to my new friend Spuds.
Ooh, quite delectable.
And then I kind of crush it on top of it, like I kind of like squeeze it in my hand over the potato, and then I take a chomp out of the potato with the good berry drippings.
All right.
I'm
I gain
going
one
to
HP.
copy him exactly.
I gain 1 HP, but I'm already at full health, so
Sure.
I now have 8 good berries.
I'll start heading towards where the cat was meowing as I'm snacking on my grillberry covered potato.
Your good potato.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the cat. Wait, can you
Very.
talk when you're in cat form?
No.
No? Crap. I'm just gonna say, can you track this? Can you track based off of these footprints?
Can I track it in any way, Adam? I'm gonna sit by the footprints and like sniff in the air.
Yeah, just because you've indicated to us you can, so there's no
The
reason.
scent? You
I
say the
didn't
scent?
indicate that I could. I just indicated that I found it.
No. Earlier you said you
Oh,
were.
I said I was a tracker.
Yeah, you literally.
Well,
That was an
you claimed
indication, at least a slight
you claimed to
inclination.
be
If
good at
you're-
combat, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect you to be able to kill a dragon right now, right?
It's footprints.
Yeah,
Footprints
there
of
are
wet
2 of
earth,
them,
too.
and there
Footprints.
aren't any anywhere else.
True.
They're very
Footprints are
confusing
like-
footprints.
Sniff the shoes, Brad.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like the dragon of the foot world.
Absolutely. For a tracker, this is
If
like
there were any other
CR8 at
prints,
least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could definitely track them, but there aren't. So.
Yeah. Unlucky.
Well, do I smell the scent that I'm smelling there anywhere, though?
It seems to be leading southwest.
Oh, so I can follow the scent. Well, I will lead my party via the scent
Ah, nice.
as much as I can.
I'm
So-
like really confused about why we're talking to
So hang
and
on a minute.
following a cat.
Just so I got this right, Grill and Spuds are eating berries and potatoes by the site. Odiri has gone and found the cat. What is Ayugan doing? Just
I
silence
would
or
have followed. I
switching?
mean, if Odiri said why she was going to check out the cat, because I didn't hear it, I would have followed.
I would. What I?
Well, you called out back to the party, right? After
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
found
called
Then
it
I
to the
did.
party that the
Yeah.
cat had found something. Yeah.
Yeah, then I would have.
And
I would have
Spuds
gone
was
over there.
walking back towards, and I was following.
Yeah, we're going towards Odiri.
So they're all following me, sort of.
Oh no.
So
Yeah, I don't know why
four-
we're following a cat at all.